navigation and control systems of the aircraft. Thank you.
What's going on? We are going to pick up not only events but also services available here in Kagawa for this year. Today, I'd like to introduce a service which helps you to make e-learning content in a very low budget. Today, I introduce you what Panda Studio Kagawa does.
こんにちは。お願いします。
はい、こんにちは。パンダスタジオの阿部と申します。今このスタジオではですね、e ラーニングのコンテンツを撮影しています。アロマテラピー検定2級の e ラーニングコンテンツなんですけれども、後ろに見ていただいて分かるように緑の幕が貼られています。それにですね、こっち画面で見てもらうと後ろにパワーポイントの資料が表示されているんですけれども、そういうふうにですね、プレゼンテーションの中に人が入って、収録するようなものが簡単にできるシステムになっています。その秘密がですね、このドライキャスターという機械なんですけれども、これを使って、簡単に e ラーニングのコンテンツが取れるようなスタジオです。アロマテラピー基礎講座についてお話ししますと、香りのテストの対象精油になっています。アロマテラピーとは、精油を用いてホリスティックな観点から行う自然療法です。といったように、感じで収録が進んでいるんですけれども、収録のシステムについてちょっとお話ししたいと思います。こちらの後ろに映っているこれパワーポイントの資料なんですけれども、これは、このパソコンのこちらのパソコンの中に入っている、パワーポイントの資料が、ドライキャストの中に入力されて後ろで合成されています。見ていただいて分かるように、本当はこの緑幕なんですけれども、それがうまく合成されて、このような形になっています。こちらのスタジオではいろんなバーチャルセットや、そうですね、プレゼンテーションを差し込むような動画が撮れます。今これはですね、別のパソコンから取り込んだウェブサイトを表示するブラウザーを表示させています。でさっきのパワーポイントと同じ仕組みなんですけれども、別のパソコンから取り込んだんで接続した別のパソコンの画像を出すような形ですね。これ今 Apple TV をつないでいるので iPad とかの、画像をここに取り込むことができます。iPad、iPhone ですね。で、あと Android も端末もHDMI 入力といって、そういう入力端子があるので、ここに表示させることはできます。素材として使えるものの中に、すでにですね、ご自身で撮った映像なんかもこういうふうにはめ込むことができます。
映像のフォーマットは何でも大丈夫ですか？
そうですね、いわゆる一般的なものだったら何でも大丈夫です。はい。で、いろんな取り込み方があるので、取り込み方を変えれば、どんな映像でも対応できます。はい。このような感じで、ご用聞き猫の子さんの V をはめ込むこともできます。はい。それではご用聞き、猫の子さんの CM を作りたいと思います。お願いします。お願いします。いきます。
はい。
5 4、3。
始まりま
やったやった。
はい。あれはいかんて。
はい、OK です。はい、いきます。はい、5、4、3。
はい、今日は、ポン&コーン企画が提供するサービスの一つ、御用聞き猫の手について説明したいと思います。I'd like to give some presentation about a service called 御用聞き猫の手 which is provided by ポン&コーン企画。
すいません。失礼。それでいきます。5、4、3。
それでは皆さんのお問い合わせ心よりお待ちしております。ありがとうございました。
e ラーニングビジネス支援パックというのをパンダスタジオの方で提供しています。こちらは初期費用0円、ラーニングコスト0円で始める e ラーニングビジネスです。通常ですね、e ラーニングなど動画を撮るときには制作費として最初にいただくんですけれども、こちらのスタジオでは後で説明しますが、レベニューシェアという形をとっております。実績としましては、すごく人気なのがインターネット予備校のベリタスアカデミー、この榊先生という方がやってらっしゃるんですけれども、すごく人気です。で、あとですね、マーケティング講座であったりとか子育て講座であったりとか、やはり一番人気は資格試験とかの講座が人気なんですけれども、こういったこの、e ラーニングのビジネスパックすべて初期費用は0円になっています。どういう仕組みかと言いますと、レベニューシェアという仕組みをとっています。講師の方が、コンテンツの売上金から収益を配分しますという形ですね。講師の方が 33%、簡単に言うと3分の1で、販売担当が3分の1。この販売担当というのはですね、ランディングになるホームページを持ってらっしゃるところということです。例えば講師の方がホームページを持ってらっしゃって、そこからエントリーされてた方が買われた時の3分の1とかですね。もちろん他のホームページにも貼り付けていただけるので、その販売を担当される方は、必ずしも講師の方と同時ではなくてもいいという形になります。で、あとこちらの方はパンダスタジオの方の、取り分になるんですけども、収録スタジオまたは配信サーバーの方はその時点、売り上げだった時点で、手数料をいただくという形です。で、これのですね、運営に関わるものなんですけれども、 e ラーニングのシステム、サーバーですね、こちらがスマートブレインというところになります。で、もちろん課金系の体系の方も、ショッピングカードとか、課金システムも含まれております。で、またですね、どうしてもですね、教室で撮影したいとかいった場合にはスタジオ出張ということで、そういうパッケージも別途相談に応じるということになっています。大体ですね、10時間程度の講座の場合は、最短でですね、3週間ぐらいの目安で開講できるというようなことになっています。最初多分いろんな作り方とかで皆さん戸惑われると思うので、その辺のアドバイスもこちらの方でさせていただきます。パンダスタジオを運営するにあたって最終的なゴールなんですけれども、最高の学びを全ての人にというゴールのもとにいろんなものを開発してきました。教育に真剣な思いを持っている方、お待ちしております。
How has your week been? I'm Satoko and hosting this show. This show is about life and living in Kagawa for foreigners. Yes, we are broadcasting this from Panda Studio in Takamatsu City, Kagawa, Japan. Please send us a message by email, Twitter, or Facebook. URL and addresses are as shown. You are watching SANUK-ENGLISH TV. One of the most common infectious diseases this time of the year is flu. If you work at school, you know very well how fast it spreads among a group of people. Every year, some classes and schools shut down because of the flu. Thanks to the modern medicine, it is quite rare that you risk it. You risk your life. However, you cannot deny the possibility of passing it to the other person or people who could be affected by it more than you do. It is our individual responsibility not to get it and not to pass it. Nobody doesn't want to be the first carrier of the flu in your community. But how can we prevent it from?
Probably I do not have to even mention about it. However, I'd like to talk about this from a bit different perspective. Did you know that Japan Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announces press release about flu every week? Here are some data I've picked up from their January 17th press release. Now, this is a number of people who went to see doctors and reported as flu patients between January 6th to 12th all over Japan. Each bar shows each age group and head of the bar shows number of people. Age groups are as shown on the right. Can you guess which bar shows which age groups? This is the answer. Age groups are now shown under each bars. About 60,000 people in their 30s were reported as flu patients, and the highest number of all. 40s and 20s are in second top. This could be only me, but I thought the top 3 age groups would be children and elders. But the result shows I was wrong. I guess people in 30s and 40s are most likely to be really busy and in important position at their work. Also have more chance to be exposed to the crowd of people during the day. So as the people in 20s, they are at early stage of started working and working up their careers. Not so easy for them to take a day off, so they go to the doctor and try to recover from it as quickly as they can. Now please remember this data before I go next. People in 30s, 40s, and 20s were the top 3 age group that reported as flu patients. Here's the next data. This shows number of hospitalized cases because of flu. Each bar shows age group as shown on the right. Head of each bar shows the number of cases. Now, can you guess which bars are which age groups? This is the answer. Age groups are now shown under each bars. As you can see, 1 to 9 years old is the top. 80 years old and over is in second, 70s in third. This result shocked me after looking at the previous data. The highest number of people who went to the doctor was in 20s to 40s, but the highest age group who were hospitalized was babies, young children, and elders. What are these two data telling us? What you're looking at is those two data put over each other. Data in green is hospitalized case. Data in purple is number of people reported as flu patients. The age of 1 to 9 years old parents are most likely to be in their 30s to 40s. The top 3 hospitalized age group people have a chance to communicate with the people in 20s to 40s. Just picture, where are these baby children and elders go every day? What age of group you pictured these people come across with every day? Isn't it 20s to 40s? More likely to be, isn't it? This is just what I thought looking at that data. And I'm saying this because myself is now 32 years old and mother of 10 years old. I am considered a young mother here. Then I wondered, is it possible that we are the ones spreading the virus? We are busy, no time to stop sometimes, and some people could put their health aside and keep going. Then what could happen is we can easily forget important fact of flu. Some people don't have symptoms of flu or mild case of symptoms that easily mistaken as a cold, but carrying the viruses. Also, we can underestimate how contagious it is, which means how easily and quickly the virus travels around. In the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare press release, among those people who were hospitalized by flu, some people went to ICU and some got head CT scan for testing when they were hospitalized. Can you imagine how the family of these people felt? If it were my daughter. Then I started feeling that it is our responsibility to protect younger and elder by not getting flu and not passing. I'm not a Nat Cole who sang the Christmas song, but this has been said many times in many ways, but let's go over this. How to prevent to get flu is washing your hands and gargle well, keep room humidity 50 to 60%, try not to get sprayed by others, cough or sneeze, have good rest and balanced, nutritious meal, and avoid crowded place. How to prevent passing it is wear a mask made of non-woven fabric. More pay attention when you are sneezing or coughing. Washing your hands and gargle well. Once you got it or you suspect you might got it, do not show up where people gather. Rest well, take lots of fluid, and go see doctor right away. I'm not saying this towards to only foreigners. I'm saying this regardless of who you are, who protect the community. People in the community should, which means we all should.
I was advised to go over kanjis on toilet doors by one of foreigners who live here long enough. Just a few years ago, it was so easy because it was just man and woman kanji. However, the other day, I got confused myself in front of the toilet door in izakaya. It was not written in ordinary man or woman kanji. If I got confused enough, it must be the same for you too. So, let's not get fooled by kanji.
As most of you noticed that I speak a bit of English and a native speaker of Japanese, then you might think that what do you know about what we go through in Japan? Well, I was not born with English, and the most recent experience I had was with my previous job. I had to go on a business trip to Indonesia once a year or once in 2 years. These photos are from that one trip I made and experienced one incident. People who I worked with had excellent English. However, I had to stay there for at least 2 weeks or so. Once I get there, there are so many times that my lack of Indonesian language hit me so bad. Although I tried to speak Indonesian as much as I could, The first thing I thought I need was vocabulary and simple sentences of like thank you, please, where is there, what is, I want, I don't want, and all kinds of greetings, also hot, cold, good or bad, this kind of a simple thing. But one thing I was not prepared for was male and female. One day, I was on a road trip in a rural part of Indonesia to get to the other side of the island. We stopped at the gas station for a toilet break because I needed to go so bad. Too much coffee in the morning and a great tasty fruit juice over there was not helping me at all. I banged my head with my hand, talking to myself, what an idiot of me not have such simple words of men and women. So I needed to go so bad, but yet I couldn't. I waited and waited till a lady shows up and go to the ladies. But I waited and I waited. Nobody shows up. I stared the door of the toilet. Still, I couldn't figure out which was which. And then, finally, a male walked towards to the toilet and went into a door. Yes! That means the other door is to the ladies, right? So, I ran into the other door and I thought I could finally let all the tension go, but when I walked into a door, there was a lady sitting on a chair with a box. I had no idea what I was supposed to do, but when a woman's gotta go, she needs to go, right? So I felt so sorry, but I ignored that lady and I went to a room. I thought I could get what I needed finally, but what I saw was a traditional Indonesian style porcelain, which was totally different from what I had in my mind. My point is that I know how you guys feel, and that was the moment I promised myself so hard. Next time, if I had a chance to learn other language on the road, I will check these words first: toilets, men's room, and ladies' room. Now, it's your turn. And please do not get me wrong. I love Indonesia. I made great friends who are still in touch. The culture and the people are so wonderful, and their language and food are fascinating. When you see these four groups of kanji, can you guess where you see it? You probably could guess what I spoke. It is on the toilet door. Can you guess which is which? Let's start from this one and this one. I guess those were easy. The picture on the door would help. But how about these ones? This one seems quite confusing, didn't you think? This is the answer. I'm not gonna go over the pronunciation because as long as you know the character, you would know which door to go. We started seeing these kind of confusing signs on the toilet door more and more, but from my almost peeing my pants experience, I still believe that the toilet signs should be universal like this. If you see any other odd signs, please send us photos. Well, that's all for today's Don't Get Fooled by Kanji.
What is Panda Studio Kagawa? Panda Studio Kagawa is a movie picture studio. We can make many types of movie pictures. For example, e-learning, web movies, virtual set. This program brought from Panda Studio Kagawa.
We are planning to do SANUK-ENGLISH segment. SANUK-ENGLISH is a local dialect which is different from standard Japanese. If you have any episodes of SANUK-ENGLISH, please let us know. If you have any, send us an email or message by Facebook. Now, for the next week, We will introduce seasonal traditional event called Setsubun and a bit more. So please come back on January 30th at 10 p.m. Until then, have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.